It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspective of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA AM 1490, FM 101.3, JAWS Country FM 100.9, and ESPN Radio AM 630 and FM 92.9. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Saturday morning means Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Pleased to be joined by Wally Kandel of Solvay, and a name that we've heard on the radio a lot. And I know you're getting ready to bust town. You're going to be at the chamber speaker. I mean this sincerely, that I would pay dear money to come see you speak, and I've seen you speak a lot. But I'm looking forward to that. But congratulations on the upward movement. I know you're getting back closer to family, and I assume you have a lot there.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for me. I mean, I'm going to be taking on a role that covers all of North America, so like 50 of our sites for any expansion and stuff that we're doing. So I'm excited about that, and it's an opportunity to do it where my kids live. So
is Bill? I think I know Bill.
Yeah, Bill works for Solvay. So
okay.
he works at one of the two plants in Greenville.
That's great.
And then Kate and Mike are in business together. Kate Kandel Salon in Greenville. They got a really nice salon they built in downtown Greenville, and it's a really great place. They're doing really well. So got one grandson and a granddaughter on the way. So Diane's excited to be going there, and it'll be fun.
Fantastic, and happy for you. For the listeners going forward on this program, we try to just, bring it down to layman's terms and learn something new each week, and that's the goal. And so I would ask you to maybe dig a little bit at the high level in terms of the intrinsic relationship between a Solvay and or any manufacturing company, but the one that you're involved with as it relates to the oil and gas business.
Okay, well, first off, all of the chemical companies need energy to do what we do. And a lot of the businesses use the natural gas or the natural gas liquids as feedstocks. Solvay doesn't do that at the plant in Marietta. There's other places that we might, but a lot of the manufacturing sites, especially the guys that are making polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, so at the American Styrenics plant and stuff, this is all coming from oil and gas. And so these are important feedstocks. But even the ones that aren't using it as a feedstock, we generate all of our electricity by natural gas. We have a cogen unit that makes the steam and all that stuff. You could see it while you're driving by the plant. So that's a really important piece of our business, and we can't do what we do without it.
All right. So then you mentioned this Solvay may not do that, but this one does. So talk about the global picture that is Solvay, because I think some folks might think this is all there is.
Yeah, well, Solvay's a really big company. We've got headquarters in Brussels, Belgium. We've got about 30,000 employees worldwide, and got started I think it's 162 or 163 years ago. Had employees over history of including Albert Einstein. Pope John Paul was actually a Solvay employee before he became Pope John Paul.
That's crazy.
That's kind of an interesting thing. But we make a lot of things that, the specialty products we make in Marietta and other stuff are going into really special applications. Like, anybody that's on dialysis in North America is dependent on what we make. We make the product that actually does the filtering. You'll have to ask God how it works, but so that's one piece. Mobile electronics, parts of airplanes. We have a whole division that makes the carbon fibers and the fabrics and stuff that make airplane parts. That allow planes to fly, both for the military as well as for Boeing and Airbus, and even the private guys. So, there's a whole range of things we do. We started making what's called soda ash. Soda ash is used to make glass. People use it in their pools.
Sure.
To control pH and stuff. And so that's a big part of our business.
All right. Well, we will continue our conversation with Wally Kandel. I know you're in demand. My dad used to say, Wally, he'd say, gosh, just think how much stuff we could get done if we didn't have to eat and sleep.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
Isn't that the truth? Wally Kandel of Solvay, and I want to just get an update. I think the last time we talked primarily about Shale Crescent, right? And as one of the founders of this organization, I guess start with the state of, meaning where we are today, and the ebbs and flows of the industry. Crazy, I assume. You go with the flow, right?
Yeah, sure. There's, we created Shale Crescent as a marketing organization to educate the world of what the advantages are here, coming from the great local oil and gas industry and the natural gas production and natural gas liquids. And, during COVID, people got an education on how important plastic is for a lot of things. There was a lot of people didn't realize that, wait a minute, what do you mean we don't make enough masks in North America to supply masks, or we don't have enough medical things to protect our medical things? Why aren't we doing more of that? And a lot of these things moved overseas when maybe China had a large labor cost advantage, but there was really no delta in energy. A lot of that labor cost advantage is gone, and we have a big energy cost advantage now. So, what we're doing at Shale Crescent is we're putting together, a good study to illustrate that, hey, a lot of these things, that should be made or could be made here instead of made somewhere else for us, especially for a situation like, a pandemic. And we're looking at that, and we think there's a lot of economic advantage to repatriate a lot of those jobs that may have been lost over the last 30 years. Location,
natural resources. I think we've said you need natural resources to manufacture, but you can't manufacture natural resources.
Exactly.
Obviously, location being within a day's drive of all these key markets, and then the idea that we can do it right here in the good old USA.
Yeah, the story hasn't changed. We've got the lowest energy costs in the world. We've got great water resources. We've got a huge market, and they're all in the same place. And so all the advantages that enticed us to put together Shale Crescent are still true. And a lot of people are looking at that. We're having some success getting some businesses coming here and investing. We've got several things, not things I could talk about on the radio, but there's a lot of good things going on. There's still a lot of very active things going on for the big cracker plant up in Dully's Bottom.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to come to fruition. I think COVID slowed it down maybe just a little bit, but I think that's still going. The Shell plant up in Monaca is proceeding very well and going to be coming online, and I think there's a pretty bright future here.
All right. Biggest challenge, is it the time span of catching or hooking a fish and reeling them in, I assume, and that's the biggest challenge, right?
Well, we said at the beginning that it's going to take 5 or 6 years to even know if we have something, and that's about we're in our 6th year now,
right.
and there's people know who we are. They're very familiar with Shale Crescent. We go to international conferences now, and everybody knows who we are, what we stand for, and wants to know our opinion on things and what we should be doing. So I think that's all really good. And like I said, I think there's good opportunities for this region because of our the resources we have here, and I think that's going to bring jobs.
As it relates to Wally Kandel, what's going to be your title when you get to Greenville? Does that change at all, or?
Yeah, I will be the.
Let me write this down.
The North American Director for Engineering and Construction. So I'll be kind of the head of all engineering and construction for new projects and retrofit projects for all of our plants in North America.
Also, remind our listeners, Wally, again, a guy that has a time demand everywhere, is going to be back on our Talk of the Town program July 22nd of a morning, and so that'll be more of a focus on the chamber dinner, which is coming up on August 9th, and the keynote speaker will be Wally Kandel, our guest here on Energy Insights. We did learn something new, and that's all we ever try to do, so we appreciate you being here with us.
That's great. My pleasure, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys during the chamber talk.
All right, Wally Kandel in studio from Solvay for Energy Insights in the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on WMOA Local Radio, JAWS Country, and ESPN Radio, as Johnny Wharf brings you your local and inside perspectives going on in the oil and gas industry right here in the Mid-Ohio Valley.